Ever since the Epstein case roared back into the headlines, Bill Gates has been unusually quiet, keeping his head down while the world scrambles to catch up on what we've been reporting for years. Epstein's network wasn't just about trafficking, it was about eugenics, depopulation, and the enslavement of the human race. Last week, Ghislaine Maxwell broke her silence from prison. She told her she was burnt by the elite, who promised her a sweetheart deal. She also said she remembers every name on the client list. And now she wants to testify before Congress. Then came the real bombshell, Bill Gates and the Butterfly Trust. Barely known until now, this shadowy group, forced to settle with victims, was heavily funded by Bill Gates. According to Maxwell, it was the beating heart of the Epstein and Gates' eugenics project. A covert breeding operation to clone babies born into slavery and seed the earth with elite DNA. Sick? Absolutely. But it gets worse. This wasn't fringe science, this was industrial-scale eugenics. And the files Epstein left behind, his so-called insurance, allegedly show children used as raw material for experiments that make Dr. Joseph Mengele look restrained. The scale is massive, the evidence is coming. And Gates, he's scrambling, because he knows what's in those files. Before we dive in, a quick word about our partner VP.net, the next generation of private browsing. VP.net is the only VPN designed with true zero-logging architecture. That means unlike other VPNs, it literally can't track you. So even if governments or bad actors come knocking, there's nothing to hand over. It's that simple. Your data stays yours, period. Late last week, Ghislaine Maxwell met with the DOJ behind closed doors. According to her attorney, David Oscar Marcus, she was questioned about 100 different VIP elites. And she gave answers on every single one. That's not a list. That's a bomb about to go off.
She was asked maybe about 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody, and she didn't hold anything back.
Maxwell isn't bluffing when she says that she knows the secrets of the global elite. She wasn't just Epstein's partner in crime, she was born into this world. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was a British media tycoon with deep ties to Israeli intelligence. He died under mysterious circumstances, falling off his yacht, the Lady Ghislaine, named after his favourite child, whom he groomed for success. And it doesn't stop there. Her sister, Christine Maxwell, now holds one of the most chilling job titles of 2025, Technological Director of the World Economic Forum. That's right. One sister helped run Epstein's VIP blackmail operation, and the other is now steering the digital future for the Davos elite. Same bloodline, same faces, same agenda. Epstein Island and the World Economic Forum, two arms of the same machine. For years, the pieces didn't quite fit. Epstein, transhumanism, the WEF, secret experiments, missing children. It all felt too dark, too vast, and too insane to be real. But now the missing link has fallen into place. And his name is Bill Gates. The money, the research, the agenda, it all points back to him. Gates wasn't just funding global health, he was bankrolling the very foundation of Epstein's transhumanist obsession. And at the heart of this obsession, thousands of cloned babies, born without parents' birth certificates and completely outside the protection of the law. And now, for the first time, we have the evidence to prove it.
Shocking new report on the connection between Microsoft founder Bill Gates and the late Jeffrey Epstein. In connection with Epstein, and MIT Media Lab outlines numerous meetings between Gates and Epstein, a connection between their foundation and JP Morgan to set up a charitable fund that would financially benefit Epstein.
Flight logs revealed that Gates had flown on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. An email surfaced showing disgraced MIT Media Lab director Joy Ito. He had helped cover up Jeffrey Epstein's identity as an anonymous donor to the lab, informing his staff that a $2 million donation to the lab in 2014 was a gift from Bill Gates, directed by Jeffrey Epstein. Gates tried to downplay the relationship, didn't know it was Epstein's plane. I didn't have any business relationship or friendship with Epstein. Gates had in fact met with Epstein on multiple occasions, even going so far as to discuss the creation of a multi-billion-dollar charitable fund with seed money from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and JP Morgan Chase. His lifestyle is very different and kind of intriguing, although it would not work for me. Epstein's will even named Boris Nikolic, a Harvard-trained immunologist who served as the chief scientific advisor to both Microsoft and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and who appears in the sole publicly known photo of Epstein and Gates.
Epstein wanted to use the ranch for controlled breeding, using his DNA to improve humanity. Epstein surrounded himself with leading scientists and would tell them he wanted to have 20 women impregnated at a time on the ranch.
Hoped to seed the human race race with his DNA, put a modern gloss on a very old idea. Mr. Epstein's vision reflected his long-standing fascination with what has become known as transhumanism, the science of improving the human population through technologies like genetic engineering and artificial intelligence. Critics have likened transhumanism to a modern-day version of eugenics, the discredited field of improving the human race through controlled breeding. Epstein's interest in genetics led him to sponsor a number of scientists working in the field, including George Church, a Harvard geneticist whose lab received funding from Epstein's foundation. Church also acted as scientific advisor to Editas Medicine, a startup seeking to use the genome editing tool CRISPR-Cas9 to eliminate diseases by deleting the parts of a genetic code responsible for the illness. The company announced it had raised $120 million from a group led by Epstein's appointed backup executor, Dr. Boris Nikolic. That group of investors included Bill Gates.
Well, he's dead, so...
This isn't speculation anymore. The truth is this. The global elite have been playing gods for decades, drunk on the power to create and destroy life at will, cloning babies, harvesting adrenochrome, torturing and killing in rituals hidden behind layers of wealth, science, and philanthropy. They believed they were untouchable, but now the evidence is surfacing. The files are leaking, and the survivors like Juliet Bryant are bravely speaking out.
Phenomenal woman. She spent almost 2 years with Epstein and Maxwell. So she was out of South Africa, and she ended up getting spotted as a model when she was a teenager. And then as she's submitting her work and stuff, falls into the clutches of Epstein and Maxwell, who took her to the States, took her to the island. The evil deeds began.
How's it affected her life now?
Terribly. She's traumatized. She's living in a secure compound with attack dogs. They were jumping around in the back while I was interviewing her. But she was taken to places like trips, and she was on the Lolita Express with Kevin Spacey, with Bill Clinton, and all these huge names. And she was saying that, you know, when Bill Clinton would come out of a certain room, there was a smell of death, like corpses and cleaning chemicals attached to him.
The soft, innocent name, the Butterfly Trust, is the key to unlocking what was really happening behind closed doors. The godlike powers the elite were playing with, the twisted game they were running on humanity, and their endgame, a controlled, engineered world with mass depopulation at its core. This week, Representative Tim Burchett went on national TV and said it plain. Follow the money when it comes to Epstein.
I want to know the money trail. I want to know who employed. Was Epstein a foreign agent? Who are his benefactors?
We couldn't agree more. After the break, we traced the funding trail straight from Epstein's labs straight to Bill Gates. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this bombshell interview with Mel Gibson, who says 3 of his friends who had terminal cancer were cured by the very same ivermectin and fenbendazole available at pillsforever.com.